Hello and welcome to IsaanFlicks. Today I thought I'd better reintroduce myself and plead guilty to uploading the videos that you see on this channel. Some of the content, I have to agree, has not been very good. The quality of the films or video hasn't been that great either. However, I intend to change all that. I intend to go out and make videos on what I see around our local neighbourhood here in Ubon Ratchathani in the Isaan region of Thailand. Now, I thought I'd better start by introducing myself, I suppose. My name is Bob. I'm an Englishman. But I say that, but I haven't been back to the UK in almost 20 years, not far short of 20 years in fact. And before that it was a number of years. I left the UK to work overseas in the back end of the 70s. And virtually stayed away from the UK ever since. I've probably been back a couple of handfuls of times over the last 40 years or so, whatever it is, since I left. And I don't miss it really, apart from my family of course, but it's not the same as I was looking for the words to try and be careful what I say. It's just that when I went back 20 years ago, under difficult circumstances, I travelled back through London. I'm originally from North London. I was born in Edmonton. For those that know North London, well, it was a bit of a shock culturally, I suppose. Things have changed too much for me to go back to where I grew up. But that's a whole nother story. Right, so like I said, I went overseas in the back end of the 70s to work in the Middle East. And I worked in the Middle East for lots of years. And I worked in North Africa, worked in Korea, worked in Australia. I've been about a bit. And I've been based in Thailand since 1981. I married in the back end of 1982, so getting on for 38 years if you like. And I bought our first house in Pattaya, where we stayed for about 25 years. In 1982. We stayed there, like I said, for 25 years, moved to Phuket, and then about 5 years ago we decided to move up here where we are now. We're in Warin Chamrap district in Ubon Ratchathani. It's the province where my wife was born, so hence that we came back here. You know, like I said, I first went to Thailand in 1980. Based myself out of Pattaya from 1981. But back then, Pattaya was only a small town. Very different to what it is today. A lot quieter, a lot safer, but we all know what Pattaya is today. But the reason I stayed there that long is because of the children that we had and school education, and then they went to university in Bangkok, so we stayed. And the main reason is trying to sell your property, trying to sell a house in Thailand is difficult, very difficult. Unless somebody wants to buy it, you don't get a seller. You don't get a buyer rather. It's very difficult. Thais only like nice new houses, unless they're going to buy a house for renting out. And then the property that we had was not suitable for cheaper rents, if you like, put it politely. However, like I said, we left there, went to Phuket, where my daughter was working at the time and is still there. Bought a house there, and like I said, 5 years ago, come up here. My wife had land up here. She bought land, and then she bought one of these what do you call it, knock down wooden houses, and had it erected here on this site, and then made extensions on the side of it. It's like a 2-bedroom Thai style house on stilts upstairs, you know, and then she built everything downstairs, and we basically lived downstairs. Got the bedroom and everything downstairs. Anyway, that's about it. Now, I don't speak Thai. I tried to learn Thai, when I was in my 30s and 40s, but as soon as my kids became big enough to argue back, when they were about, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that, my daughter said to me, "Dad, if you speak Thai when we're out together, well, I never come out with you ever again." I was a little bit shocked and upset, but I wasn't really surprised because my Thai was terrible anyway. But then she told me that I had no concept of the tones. As you know, there are 5 tones in Thai language. There's the mid-range, low tone, then there's the falling tone, then there's the high tone, and then there's the rising tones. There's 5 tones anyway. Now, to me, it all sounds the same, and this was something that I didn't realise I had a problem with until I had one of my medicals when I went down under to Australia for work in the first time, and I had one of these ear tests where they put the headphones on. You're in a little silent room, and they told me to raise my hand when I heard anything. Anyway, I put these on and I sat there and waited, and then these 2 doctors come rushing in and said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm waiting for you to start." He said, "Start? We've done it about 3 or 4 times. We're finished. Didn't you hear anything?" So I said, "Well, not really. I could hear things, but I've not long been off the plane, and I've still got ringing in my ears." Then they spoke to me, and then they realised that I had tinnitus. Well, I knew that anyway. I've always had the ringing or hissing and buzzing in my ears, and never thought much about it. But over the years, it's got worse. Some days it's worse than others. You know, I got this, well, right now, for example, I've got this ringing in my ears and whooshing sound. I don't know how I can describe it. Probably it's like being in an aeroplane or in a subway train or something like that. You know, the pressure. Well, that affects my hearing, obviously, and it affects me hearing the tones. So I gave up on trying to learn Thai. I understand quite a bit, and I can answer in 1 word or 2 words at maximum, but people speak to me in Thai, answer in English, and we carry on like that. They seem to understand. But like I say, if I try to do a tonal sound, they all sound the same to me. So I could be calling your mother a pig, you know, so I have to be careful. But again, that's all another story. The main reason I'm making this video is I want to build up this channel in as much as I would like to get more subscribers. I only have a handful at the moment, but I know to do that I've got to have better videos, better content, better quality, whether it be the video or the sound. Well, I intend to try and do that with the equipment I have, and if this channel does take off, I obviously will invest more, but I'm not going to spend money on buying cameras and microphones if he doesn't get anywhere. So we'll see what happens. So if you got through my ramblings this far, make an old man happy. Subscribe. You don't even have to look at the videos. Just subscribe. Get my numbers up. But you know, if you do look at my videos and you think they are good, well, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. And make comments. Share it. Whatever you have to do. But subscribe anyway and make this old man happy. So I'm going to continue making videos. I know they're crappy. Somebody might like them, and eventually I might get better at this. Who knows? I've got nothing else to do at the moment. I'm retired now, forcibly, because of the economy, and I'm getting too old. Anyway, so they tell me, although I'm not that old, really. I could still be younger than the President of the United States, that's for sure. Not by much, but by a little bit. Right. I've rambled on enough. Subscribe, share, like, make comments. See you again. Bye bye for now.